Hello there guys, Joffrey Noodle Legs here. Just a short video today. I'm doing a bit of maintenance today on my pumpkin patch. She's in here. Now I've not seen her for a couple of weeks. I think she's probably in pre-molt, but I've got a little issue um, in her enclosure. Inside here there's all these tiny little flies. I know they're harmless to the actual spider itself, but let me give you that locus there guys. But it just doesn't look good, and there's quite a few in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually get her out, and I'm going to clean this up and redo it and do the soil and everything, which is a shame because I really like the little setup. But for her to be more comfortable and to not have these little flies in there, it's the only enclosure I've got them in. So I think that's just probably just down to sort of dampness that's on the because they like it quite moist. So I'm going to have to find her. I know she's in here. She's under this sub in there. So what I'm going to need to do is just get some of the actual stuff out. I've put this into there. Let me just move some of these things out. Hopefully she won't run off. But you can see all those little flies coming out. You probably can't pick them up on the camera, but yeah, I don't want them in there. I'd say, although they're probably harmless to her. I mean, I've spoken to Steve Thornton and he said, yeah, they won't. He gets them quite frequently too. They're no harm to the actual spider, but they just look not very good. And it's just down to the moist area that she's in. So I'm actually going to be just digging out the furniture at the moment. And then I'll be getting rid of all this soil. So I am sorry, my little poppet, if I'm going to disturb your little home. But I've got to do it because I want you to have a lovely little home. Alright, so the first thing I have to do is actually locate her, making sure she's okay. Now, let me move the bark out because I can reuse all this in her new home. I'll give it all a clean off. So it looks like she's going to be in here. She's made like a almost, yeah, so we're just having a look for it at the moment, guys. Oh, there she is. There she is, guys. Don't know if you can see her. I'll bring you down closer. There she is. Sorry to destroy your little web, but you might see now some of the little flies that are flying about in there. Maybe not, but okay. Let me pop this back up here, guys. Okay. Just so, because I can't be holding this and her at the same time. You're probably not going to see very much at the moment. But what I'm going to need to do is just get her into a catch cup. So the way I'm going to do that, this is the only thing with these new tarantula room is that the whole lid doesn't come off. It's just flap. So I would like it actually if it actually just all come up, because then that would be great. So what I'm going to have to try and do is give her a little touch just to make sure she's moving about. Come on, princess. Come on. Come on, baby girl. Okay, what I need to do now, try and get her underneath this and in here. I could do a smaller catch cup, but I like these because I think they're just nicer for the spider. We've got room. You know what I mean? So I'm going to budge her over. I've caught her up, guys. She's very safe. So if I give you a little view of her there. You can't see very well there, guys, can you? Right, let's zoom out a little bit. So she's in the catch cup. Right, actually bring this down to there. You see, there she is. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is just pause the video and give this a clean out and fill it with new substrate and set it all up again for her. I'll just pop her down for a minute so she's safe. Okay guys, well I'm back again. I've just given it a bit of a clean out. Got all the old soil out and everything for her. So I'm going to now just reset it up. Now this is obviously my error. Obviously what I've been doing is making it too damp and moist in there for her. So what I need to do is cut back on the amount of times I sort of give her a little spray, and just keep it in a sort of not so damp for her. I think that's what the problem is. That's what's called the flies. But luckily they've gone now. What I've put in there is just basic traditional blend purpose compost by Westlands. This is going to go in the bottom. Yeah. Give her a little bit of substrate. Sorry if you can't hear me, and sorry if you've got a rubbish view, guys. But you know what I'm like by now. You've seen my videos. They're horrendous. There we go. That should be enough in there, I think. Don't need it too deep because she's only a little dwarf species. What I will do though, as I'm not going to be keeping moistening it as much as I did before, I will add a bit of vermiculite into it. So when I do, it will help to hold some of that little moisture in there. That's quite nice. And I'm going to put a little bit more soil on it. This is a different one. I use this a bit. This is a supercharged earth mix because it's full of nutrients and minerals. I don't usually put a load in, just a bit on the top. Just give her an extra little bit there. There we go. Hope you can see that. Sorry about all the bags and the rattling. If you can see no, you can't see my legs probably. That's a good thing. Now I'm going to do the setup again. I'm going to use the same stuff and I'm going to try and set it up the way it was, the best I possibly can. So she had her little hide right in the middle there, didn't she? Right, so we're going to pop that like that for her. So she's still got her little hide there. Just make sure it's burrowed out a bit for her. You know, this is actually that little bit damp already. It's not wet, it's just a little bit damp for her. So that's quite nice. Now I had some little plants, which for some reason I've got stuck under the camera tripod. Don't ask me how, but I have. Right, and this I had right in front of her hide, didn't I? Like that. And that's where she made her little home, in there. So I'm going to try and make sure she can get in there and still have that little plant where she was, because she used to use that as her little ambush. So that's in there. And she's got her lovely skull. That's going to go in there too, where that was. That's there. I'm not going to change the design too much for her. I don't think it needed it. I think it looked really nice as it was. Again, a little bit of fake plant there at the back. Just there. Gives it a bit of colour. And she also had that big log in there, just for her to climb. I'm just making sure there's no signs of any sort of flies or anything on any of these. And that's going to go where that was, round about there, wasn't it? So that's the little setup. As you can see, it's really not much different than the way she had it before. I've just got to give her a good entrance to the hide there. And I'm going to pop that there, because she did web up between that. And I'm going to put her in, try and encourage her to go into that same spot. Here she is, guys, still. She hasn't moved from there. She's probably, I don't know, I think she looks quite big. She could be in pre-molt, but needed doing. Sometimes you've got to do things. This is my error. I'm not ashamed to make errors or mistakes because I'm learning. And if I'm learning, then, you know, as long as it's not at my spider's welfare, then it's all a good thing. Right, so here we go, guys. As I normally do, as you know, I always put the box in here first. And I'm going to slowly lift the lid off. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to try and get this lid off. These are known to be quite bolty. She's never been like that with me, to be honest. Now, let's see if this will work, guys. If I bring you down to here and see if we can come in a little closer. There she is. Now let me have a go and see if I can just attempt her to come off here. Like I said, I think she's in some sort of pre-molt stage at the moment. Come on, baby girl. Come on. I know. Joffrey's naughty, isn't he? Hey, naughty Joffrey. He's a naughty boy. Come on, I need you just to come off here, my darling. I need you just to come off here. Come on. Sorry, guys, you can't see anything, can you? Come on, baby. Come on, off you go. Come on. Come on, sweetheart. Hey, good girl. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. There we go, my darling. Now let Joffrey take that out of the way from you. Alright? Where have you gone? You climbing up? Let's have a look for you. There she is. Rude awakening. But hey, she'll feel better for those little flies. It was really quite wet in there, guys, at the bottom. So I have been soaking it a bit too much and hoping she's going to enjoy this more. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is put her lid on. Sorry it's a bit wobbly. I haven't got a camera guy. I'm going to put her lid on because I do not want her getting out. And see if we can see her on the side here somewhere, wherever she is. There. But hopefully now we would have got rid of the flies that were in there, which were just a nuisance, and that was purely down to it being too wet. Just being too wet in there. So that's what's caused that. But now I'm going to manage it better. I'm going to learn from it and make sure she only gets like a, you know, just a bit of dampening down. I'll put my hand in and test the dampness on the actual soil. But there she is, guys. Hope you like the little video. I'm just letting you know these things do happen. I'm sure it happens to experienced keepers as well as inexperienced keepers like myself. But learn from it, you know. And I want to post my mistakes just as much as anything good that happens, because it's a journey, right? It's a journey. And I forgot one thing, haven't I? Look, useless, isn't I, eh? A water bowl. Now, I've got to put my hands on the water. What am I like, eh? Guys, are you as disorganised as me? Seriously, are you disorganised as I am? I really don't think anyone is. Well, I'm going to find the actual water bowl, but until then, I think we're going to leave the video here. Don't forget, guys, to check out some great YouTubers out there. Mark the Spider Guy, Peter Webster, Tarantula-tastic Enclosures, Spider-Mum 1978, Incredible Inverts and Other Animals, Unusual Pets, Scott's Inverts, Reptile Innovation, Ellie's Bug Babies. Don't forget to check all these channels out, guys. Robbie's Talking Teas, Annie Arachnids. Well, she's probably going to have a little explore now and enjoy maybe the enclosure a bit. There she is. Look, she's grabbing on the skull. That's quite a cool shot, isn't it? Go on, girl, go in there. I bought this skull because I thought, you know, it's got the big hole in the back and it's got the eyes. She can crawl in. There she goes. Perfect place to make a little hide, isn't it? Web it up in there. See a little fly there? See what I mean? But that's just because they're hovering around here because I've got the old soil here. But I'm going to leave that now, and I'll see you all soon.